Mussels are probably one of the most underrated seafood that people cook at home. They're really inexpensive too. This is going to be an Asian-inspired mussel dish using Hokkien noodles, mussels, and delicious coriander and coconut milk. First of all, this is some hot water, and it's as simple as placing our noodles. Don't break them up, pop them straight in, and allow them to sit in the hot water for a few minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, and then I'll loosen them up later on with some tongs. While they're warming up in the water, let's get on to the base of this. This is a paste, an aromatic paste. It consists of some lemongrass, and just with my knife, I'll just take the woody end off, and then with the back of the knife, just bruise the lemongrass to extract as much of the flavour as possible. And we only need 8 to 7 centimetres of it. And just take the first layer off, then roughly chop it with your knife, and then that can go straight into a blender. You can also do this in a mortar and pestle. A little bit of turmeric, and I'll grate the turmeric straight into the food processor. I'm not even going to peel it, and the reason I'm not going to peel it is because it stains your fingers. Look how gorgeous the colour is of fresh turmeric. Now for the remaining ingredients for this, a little bit of ginger that I'll just roughly chop into rounds. That's 1 large knob of ginger, along with 2 cloves of garlic, 2 fat cloves of garlic. Don't worry about chopping them, straight into the blender. You can use a green chili or a long red chili. I'm using these long chilies because they're not too hot. I'll cut them into thirds, leaving the seeds and membrane in because there's a little bit of heat there and some flavour, so that can go in. And then now the last ingredient for this, I'll add the stalks and roots of some coriander. I've given this a really good wash because coriander holds a lot of sandy grit between the little stalks here, so just wash that really well under some cold running water. So I'll cut that again into thirds, and we'll let our food processor do the rest of the work. So the lid can go on. And I'll place this on quite a high speed so it really crushes all of these ingredients and makes it into a rough paste. Oh, that is looking perfect. See how it's all combined together? And whew, it is pungent, which is exactly what we want for this. Now I've been heating up a saute pan. I'm adding a little bit of olive oil, a few tablespoons, because we need to fry this raw paste off. And then we'll add this rough paste to the oil, and then just saute this for a few minutes, and you can see that it's just colouring that oil, which is fantastic. That's because of that delightful turmeric that we've added. Okay, now it's time to add a little bit of liquid to this to make the broth. I love the combination of coconut milk, so 1 whole can of coconut milk. And I know it sounds strange, but to make this lighter, the addition of cooking cream works. So I'll add half of this cooking cream, a good pinch of salt. Now just allow this to bubble away for about 5 to 6 minutes so all of those flavours can mingle together. Then we'll add our mussels. All right, let's coat this in this broth. I'll get a spoon and combine all of that. And then have a lid on standby, pop the lid on top, and just allow this to steam for about 1 to 2 minutes, or until they start to open. That's a key indication that they're ready. Now, just to finish off this dish, we'll just loosen up our noodles. I'll bring that over here, just with some tongs, very gently. Just separate them. Also for a garnish, a little bit of fresh coriander that we had. Chop that so it's ready to go. Not finely chopping it, just running our knife through it a few times to keep it quite chunky. So all we have to do now is wait patiently for our little mussels to open. All right, this has been 2 or 3 minutes. Wow, That makes me very happy when the mussels all open at the same time. And now it's really important to just have a taste of the broth just to see how salty it is. And we're going to correct it with a bit of lime and some sugar and some fish sauce. Oh, that is just so good. I could just drink that broth. It's so delicious. But I will balance it out ever so slightly with a small pinch of coconut sugar. And I love the addition of fresh lime. So I'll cut this lime in half. Lime just really freshens this whole thing up. And then a small hint of fish sauce. You don't need too much fish sauce because I think this is salty enough, but we'll just give it a little bit of fish sauce for some savouriness. Now all we need to do is drain those noodles from the water in. And then I probably shouldn't have worn a white top, but I'm going to take the risk, give it a good toss, being very careful, and then just give it a mix. And that is ready. I'll get this spider, which is quite a large spoon, and we'll just pop that in the center of the bowl. I'll pop that down, and then we'll grab our mussels and carefully present them on top of our nest of noodles. And then with another big spoon, I'm going to get in there and serve it with a generous drizzle of that delightful cream and coconut milk broth. And then last but certainly not least, our fresh coriander over the top. What a wonderful dish, using noodles and mussels, both inexpensive, but just heightening it with beautiful fresh flavours like the coriander, the chilli and the turmeric. A wonderful dish to show off to your friends and family. I'm gonna have a taste. I love mussels. See how there's a little pool of that dressing? Yum. Divine.